Hey guys, welcome back to KekeScape. My name's Kiki and this is my scape. So, as many of you noticed, yes, I did not post a video last week Sunday. I'll talk about why I didn't next week actually, but it was just a really challenging time. I'll talk about it soon. So let's get down to the business. So today's video is entitled My Semester Conclusion. These are things I came to the conclusion of last semester. I knew them before, but I didn't really put them into practice, and then I realized that yeah, these things really helped me throughout the semester. So why? Anyways, so I don't know why I just do that a while ago. Anyway, so our first conclusion for today, and I have 10 of them. Our first one today is studying without practice is useless. It honestly makes no sense. I made that mistake early on in my semester. I was just reading off the slides, hoping for the best thing. You know what? They're just going to give me the question straight off the slides. I was wrong. I was very, very wrong. They did not do that. I mean, very rarely they did that, unlike maybe one or two questions, but every other question was based off understanding. And in practicing questions, you may understand things that you never saw in the slides because the teacher won't teach you everything. You may see it in a book somewhere, but you probably won't have as much time to go through the textbooks and to go through the slides at the same time. So when you practice questions now, the well the resources that I use, they provide explanations for the answers. So when you practice those questions and you see their explanations, you may see something you never ever saw before in the slides, and maybe if you saw it in the slides and you did not understand it then, you'll be able to understand it now. So when you practice the questions, it builds you up. It also boosts your confidence when encounter questions later on. You'll be able to understand those questions. So that I can tell you, there was this question that I practiced where they were talking about some lysosomal and about mannose 6 phosphate. I saw that question on one of the resources that I used, and then I saw that question in my board exams, but they asked it a different way. But I was able, because I practiced the question, I was able to answer the question in my board exam correctly. So when you practice questions, they probably give you hints, especially in the explanations. They will give you hints for other explanations, because the resources that I use, I will link the resources that I use in the description. The resources that I use, they provide explanations for the right answers and the wrong answers, so you can be able to come to different conclusions. So for our second conclusion for today, make a solid schedule, please. It has to be solid. A solid schedule that you do not deter from. Don't move away from it unless there is an emergency. And emergencies also include you needing a mental health break, where you just need to go outside, get a breathe and whatever. You cannot move away from the schedule everything, every single thing, from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed, because it really keeps you organized. It helps. Try it and you'll see it really keeps you organized. Before, I was not doing this. I say, you know, God go with me. I must have got through. I was not going through at all. I was not. But I know one meeting me did I do, but it never did work until I realized that I don't need to pull all-nighters anymore because I have a schedule. I don't need to worry anymore because I have a schedule. I was getting my stuff done. When you have a schedule and you make your little tickies and everything, you realize that you're accomplishing your goal. If your goal for today is 100 questions, you can get it done. Just have the schedule. Have the schedule say, okay, I do 25 here, study, 25 there, study, 25 there, studies, 25 there, study. Have a schedule. It really helps you to realize that I am getting what I need to get done. Done. You the do. Before the do, does you. Our third conclusion for today, and this was my absolute favorite. I got it from one of my favorite professors. The beginning of the semester doesn't determine the end. Let me tell you why him did say so. You see, we had a midterm exam for biochemistry, and it beats with bad. It beats with bad. Beats with the bone. I was just happy my grade was above the curve, because may I tell you, that did floor away. And he's like, guys, Don't worry. The beginning of the semester does not determine the end. You can still get better grades. And a lot of people were dropping certain classes. Alright, this is something I'm gonna tell my mother. My mother watch my video them. But guess what? You see my first anatomy quiz? Fail. Fail. Fail can't fail it on me. Let me tell you something. I fail the exam. I fail the quiz. Fail. Fail. One mistake. And I am not the type of student that fails anything. But that, I fail it. Fail. And I say, no man. I have to go drop this. I cannot do this class. I cannot do it. I have to go drop it. Because I was really contemplating dropping the class. Even after the midterm, I say, you know what? The grade now, it now gonna make it. It now gonna make it. My GPA go plummet. It just now gonna make it. It now gonna work. I'm gonna have to go tell. I'm gonna figure out something to tell my mother. I'm gonna tell her, say, I don't know what. I not even know what I'm gonna go tell her, say, because my mother will beat me. She don't beat, but I know say she will beat me. If she ever hears that, boy, just know say I'm gonna post one video next week. I beat she beat me because of this. But let me tell you, that quiz that did really do me bad. And hearing him say the beginning doesn't determine the end, I really applied that to my daily life as well. Because may I tell you, say at the end of the semester I got a B for my class, and what I say I did there, where did I say I was failing? I'm end up with a B. A lot of people dropped the class, but the only reason me never drop it is because I say, you know, I'm not go through this again. I'm not study this again. I am not doing this to myself again. So something have to go work, something have to go on, but I'm not doing this over again. And that attitude really gave me the push I needed to all my grades. Every single grade went up. I got more A's after my midterms, and it's not even like I was studying harder. I was studying more. I was putting in more effort. Them just go up. I don't know. Them just go up. So really and truly, the beginning of the semester doesn't determine the end. If you saw that you were failing early on in the semester, it doesn't mean that you'll fail at the end. That was just a one-off situation. You can get better. You can do better. You just have to believe in yourself. You have to have faith in yourself and have faith in God and ask God, say, God, go with me. Bring me out of this. Bring me on the brighter side of this. And he will do it. You just have to believe. And he may not do it right as soon as you ask for it. But as long as you pray, as long as you have faith and you trust in him and trust that he will do it, it will get done. On that note, guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, turn on that notification bell. I love all feedback, so tell me everything. If you feel something I do something right, if you feel I did something too much, if I did something less than I should, if you feel like something not do something, let me know down below so I can work on it. If you thought I did a good job, let me know. I really appreciate all forms of feedback. My fourth conclusion for today is, if you've lost motivation, take a break. And I know that somehow 1 minute break got turned in a 4 day. Don't do it to yourself. Don't do it.
Why you do it, John Crow?
Do not do it. You're going to regret it. And you know say you're going to regret it. So no bother with the foolishness. But take a break. Honestly, last semester was very challenging for me. I mean, I didn't break down and cry, but there were times when I just felt extremely dull, numb. Like, I said to myself, I really want to do this with my life. Like, do I have what it takes to do this? Do I want to do this? Do I want to study all of this? Because enough things, you know, I'm not lie you, I did enough things, and my brain couldn't handle it. I did enough things, enough. And then there were other food, like, I don't even know why I was feeling that way, but it just feel dull, feel numb. And then I realized my classmates, they were feeling the same way, and we just had to rely on each other and be like, yo, what are we going to do? We had severe burnout. I think that was one of my problems. I had severe burnout because I was studying so much. I was deterred from the schedule. Yes, I did. And so I had severe burnout. I was studying so much and I was exhausted. I felt like I couldn't study anymore. I felt like I couldn't do it anymore. And I just had to take breaks. I also scheduled my mental health breaks. I did. And I would take 1 hour each day and just do something I enjoy. Just 1 hour. Because I read somewhere and I was actually giving my friend this advice earlier up sometime last year, and I didn't realize that I needed to apply it to myself. That you just need to give yourself 5%. Do something that you enjoy for 5% of your day. Something you enjoy, something you are looking forward to doing, because that really helps to bring you up. It brings back your motivation, because when you lose motivation, everything just go through the door. You can't do nothing no more. You can't work. You can't do your work. You lose your motivation. You feel like, say, boy, this is it for me. When really and truly it isn't. You just need to give yourself a break. Let yourself take a break. Take a breather. Please not take a 1 week off. Don't take, unless it's really severe, then you can probably take a 1 week off. But just take a break. And you know what? You determine how long your break is. Just make sure, say, at the end of the day, you get what you need to get done. Those, while you're taking a break, try not to focus on, boy, how me I go get this done. Just take a break. You'll figure it out later on. Take a break. Figure out what's going on inside you. Talk through your things, listen to some music, do something to bring up back your motivation, exercise, do something, but take a break from whatever you're studying, from whatever you're doing, from whatever is causing you to lose motivation, and just, get back to yourself, get in tune with yourself. I started yoga, and that was really helpful for me. Our fifth conclusion for today is never go hungry. If you know me, you know I love some food, but it's not even about loving food. When I'm hungry, I can't focus. I legit, I'm not hearing nothing what you said. Nothing is being processed. Nothing not take place. In my head, all I said is, Jesus, when that person I go stop talk, someone can go get some food. When are you going to stop talking? Like, you do a bag of talking. I don't want to hear that. I don't depend that. Food are the pre. Food. Yeah, I need some food right about now. Because really and truly, when you're hungry, if there's anything distracting you, hunger can distract you, and it will prevent you from focusing. It will prevent you from getting what you need to get. There could be something being taught and it's extremely important and you need to register, but because you hungry, you just not hear nothing. I mean, the good thing about online school is that there are recordings, so you can play over the recording when your belly full, so you can't hear. But when you're hungry, you're just in a mood and you don't really want to deal with nobody but the food. I would schedule when I eat, and I would wake up every morning at 8 o'clock. Or if I had a quiz, I'd wake up at 7 o'clock. But general mornings, 8 o'clock. And during that time, from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, my classes would start 9 o'clock. So 8 o'clock to 8:15 there, but I'd have a devotion. The first thing I did every morning was have my devotion. And then from 8:15 to 9 o'clock, I would have time to make something to eat and to eat it, so that when I went to class, I wouldn't have to be rushing. And I would usually have myself a 5 to 10 minute break to get into the attitude of class time. But yeah, schedule, make a schedule, and never go hungry. Our sixth conclusion for today is to have healthy relationships around you. I felt like that one was extremely important, because mental health is serious, and if you have something that is weighing down on you, if you have a relationship with somebody that it's not even like a boyfriend girlfriend relationship with your parents, relationship with your peers, relationship with your siblings, relationship with yourself, relationship with God, any relationship you have around you should be healthy, because when it is not, it affects you, and you may not see how it is affecting you until you get back your grades, until you realize you can't study, and you don't know what is influencing you, why you can't study. But then you analyze the situations around you. If you have something that is constantly bothering you, something that is bringing you down, something that hot up your head, cut it, get rid of it, put it on pause, put it on the back burner, put it somewhere until you can deal with it. But right now, when you study, when you need to accomplish your goals, you can't deal with that. You cannot handle anything that is more stressful than the stress you're already dealing with when you're studying. You cannot. The two stress them now go cancel each other. And that's a bomb that's work. It's not, that is not how it's going to work. The two stress them now go cancel each other. They're just gonna make you even more stressed. And you cannot handle that. A person, it now gonna work when you have two stresses. You have to take time with yourself. You have to be patient with yourself, and you have to give yourself a little love. Give yourself some freedom. Give yourself some peace. Give yourself some hope. Give yourself some light. When you have relationships around you that are not conducive to happiness, you have to get rid of them. And not just say you're great, can be okay, so that you can be okay. When you are good enough, as I said in my previous video, when you good, everything good. When your head is leveled, you can figure stuff out. When you don't have a lot of things clouding your judgment, you can be so lucid. You're so clear. You can get things done. You can get things done. Once your head is clear, you can get things done. You have more positive interactions. You have a more positive attitude towards things. I mean, coming home was probably the best decision for myself, because living alone, it was really affecting me. I lived alone for like a year, and it didn't affect me, mainly because I started online school last year, March, and I was home by myself every single day from March till August, the end of August. And that was a challenge. I had no one around me to talk to me. My mom was away, and if you know me and my mom, we're really best friends. So being away from my best friend was really killing me. I felt like I couldn't do it anymore, honestly. So having healthy relationships around, it helps to encourage you. Being around my mom is such a positive person, and my siblings, they're really positive, they're really loving. They will just randomly come to me, give me a hug, kiss me on my face. My friends are really positive. My friends are encouraging. My friends are loving. Me and my friends, we love each other so much. We're constantly cheering each other on. Like, it helps to have these people around you. I can easily turn to my friends and be like, guys, I can't do it, and them start quoting some Bible scriptures, and I have a specific friend, OG. Anytime I need somebody to encourage me biblically, I can go to OG, because OG will be like, why worry when you can pray? And we always encourage each other like that. Like, something like that is something to look forward to. Those are the relationships you want to have around you. Trust me. If you have somebody a bada yeah, every minute, cut it off. Just cut it off. Clean. Get rid of it. It cannot work. It not go work. It can't go on right here. So that can't go work. So just cut them off. Get rid of it. Pack it up. So for our seventh conclusion for today, we have again, stick to the schedule. It's really important, if you didn't remember it before, you will remember it now. And if you want me to remind you to stick to the schedule, like, comment, subscribe, and share. I will always be reminding you to stick to the schedule, because it's really important. Schedule every single thing. If you plan to go sleep with somebody, we're not big people. If you plan to sleep with somebody, schedule it. If you realize it in the schedule, it can't go on. Our eighth conclusion for today is worry about nothing. And it's very hard sometimes to not worry. Basically, when you reach a certain stage in your spirituality, you'll really worry about nothing. Or even if you're not a spiritual person, but when you reach a certain stage in your enlightenment, you'll realize that worrying is a waste of time. You'll need not worry. Worrying takes away time that you cannot get back. Giving this advice, you may say it's easier said than done. But being easier said than done means that it can be done. It's just easier to say it. However, when you put the time in, when you invest yourself in not worrying, you'll reach a stage where you don't worry. I'm a spiritual person, and so God tells me I need to worry for nothing. Worry for absolutely nothing. To cast my anxiety on Him, for He cares for me. Every single morning and every single night, I would pray for Him to release me of my anxiety. Because worrying takes away time that you cannot get back. If you worry about the bill, if you worry about the test to come, is worrying about it gonna get you the grade that you need? No, it just takes up precious time that you could be using to study. If you say, okay, I may not be ready for this quiz, but you know what? I'm just gonna put in my work and see what I can get done. That is so much better than worrying, say, Lord God, how me I gonna do this? How me I gonna get this done? What is that solving? What that I accomplish? When you sit down there and worry, what does that accomplish? When you tell me, when you can show me that worrying about something has caused you to accomplish it, I will start worrying again. But until then, no. That is just a waste of my time, honestly. I can't sit down worrying about something when I can fix it right now. If it's something that is out of my control, it's just out of my control. I cannot do nothing about it. I cannot. And so I'm not going to worry about it because it is a waste of my time. Worrying solves nothing. It really does. What worrying solve? Let me hear you talk. Why solve? Exactly. Nothing. Nothing. It solves nothing. You accomplish nothing by worrying. Instead of worrying, pray. Why worry when you can pray? If your tuition don't get paid, worry not gonna pay it. If work would have paid tuition, me know say we would have never have student loan. Worry cannot do anything. Pray and go through. God loves you and God will have you in his hands. Just pray. He said, come ye disconsolate, where ye languish. Come to thy mercy seat, fervently kneel. Here bring your wounded hearts. Here bring your anguish. Earth has no sorrow that heaven cannot heal. And that is true. I sing that song ever so often. Worrying does nothing for you. Pray. If you see that there's something to worry about, pray. God knew what he was doing when he made us, Pray. That's why we have these words in the Bible encouraging us. Pray earnestly. And he may not solve it right then and there, but it will come true. I'm going to give you a backstory. So I was doing genetics. Sometime last year, August, I had my genetics finals. And if you go to my school, you know that genetics was a really tough course. For my semester, it was just tough. It was just really tough to pass. It did just tough. And in the room, I remember at that time I was living by myself. And in the room, I sit down at the table before the computer. I'm a ball. And I say, God, I cannot do this. And then my mother called me. But the weird thing about my mother calling me is that my phone was on Do Not Disturb. So I say, how my phone a ring? Because it didn't even, when you have your phone on Do Not Disturb, if they call you twice within 3 minutes, then the next ring will show up. But she didn't call me twice. She only called me once. So I say, how mommy even not get through to me? And she knows that I do not like speaking once I have my exams, no one hears from me. And I said, why mommy would they call me? There must be an emergency. So I call mommy and she's like, hey, is everything okay? I'm gonna start bawling. I said, no, I have an exam and I don't know if I go pass. And she's like, okay, ma, why worry when you can pray? And then she started praying for me. And it ended up saying, I passed the course. Like, worrying wasn't doing anything for me. Prayer is what did it for me. And the funny thing is that she was supposed to call me. She was saying in her mind that she was supposed to call me because she was telling me her side of it, like sometime last semester. She was supposed to call me the Monday. I had my exam the Thursday. So she was supposed to call me the Monday, but she did not get through. And I said she never get through to me. Something happened. She forget to call me. And I would call her because I don't talk to anybody when I have exams. So the Monday she was supposed to call me, she forgot. The Tuesday, the Wednesday, and she said the Thursday morning, no, she driving, and she said, But how am I not hear from Akima? I'm supposed to call her and I have not called her in so long. So she took up the phone and she called me. And she didn't know that on that day when she called me, I needed her to call me. I needed to hear her tell me not to worry and to just pray. I needed her to say that to me. And that just ties into my other point of having healthy relationships around you. You need these people to encourage you. You need them to bring you back to where you know you should be. So our ninth one for today, we're coming to a close. Is celebrate small victories. I got this advice from my best friend EP. I was going through a really challenging time and it was really hard for me to do to just wake up and get up and do them something. It was just really hard. And he told me to celebrate small victories. Small victories are like getting up out of bed. Celebrate getting up. You know that your mental health in a shambles and you got up out of bed. Celebrate washing your face. Celebrate getting something to eat. Celebrate drinking water. Celebrate everything that you do because it is worthy of a celebration. You don't need outside influences celebrating you. You are responsible for celebrating yourself. And during celebrating small victories, it helped me to not focus on things that were out of my control. I could control this, so let me celebrate being able to do this. It also brought up my motivation because small victories, they were like they accumulated over time into larger victories. But every single thing that you do, it's worthy of a celebration. You see, after my midterms, I was explaining earlier that I had severe burnout. So I wouldn't even want to get up and go to class. I didn't want to get up out of bed. I just didn't want to do anything. I was exhausted and all I wanted to do was lie down and sleep. And I celebrated sleeping. I celebrated the morning where I would just get up and pray. I celebrated the mornings I would get up. I celebrated when I would go and get something to eat. I celebrated when I would log into class. Even if I wouldn't focus on what they were saying, I would log into class. I would celebrate every single thing that I did. And over time, that helped me to celebrate being able to actually go to the class and focus on what they were saying. It helped me to celebrate being able to understand what was being said to me. Those small victories, they accumulate into larger victories, and you see that every single thing in your life is worth celebrating. Every moment you have to do something, it is worth celebrating. And if there's anything 2020 taught us, it is to appreciate everything that we have. Yes, we lost a lot, but to appreciate what we have. Focusing on what you lost is not going to bring it back. And when you focus on what you lost, you lose sight of what you have. So when you celebrate everything that you can do, everything that you have, everything that is within your control, it accumulates and it brings you to a place where you need not worry, you need not fret, you need not be in an abyss. You can if you are sad, you can celebrate being able to feel sad. It's worthy of celebrate because there are a lot of people who cannot feel these things because they're gone, or just because they're so out of tune with life, they just can't feel anything. Some people are numb. So celebrate every small victory. Celebrate everything. Your large victories, your small victories, your in-between victories. Celebrate them all. So our very last conclusion for today is figuring out what works for you. So you would have gone through last semester and years before. You can just see what helped you understand the information, what helped your grades, what helped you, what worked for you. For me, I watched the videos and I practiced questions. Those two things helped me a lot. Writing stuff down also helps me. What works for you? If you see something last semester was taking up too much time and you weren't accomplishing what you wanted to accomplish, you can find a way to make it easier for you. If it was helping you but it wasn't doing what you really wanted it to do, for example, writing, it takes up a lot of time. It does. And you may not be able to write everything. So what you can do is write the most important stuff and try somehow to remember the other things. Find out what works for you. If listening to recordings throughout the day helps you, if you're taking a walk and you're listening to a recording, whatever works for you, employ it. Make sure it works for you, because what works for other people may not work for you. So I can tell you practice questions, and I can say, oh, studying without practice questions may not help. If you're the type of person where studying alone is good enough for you, you don't need to practice any questions, okay, no problem. Once that helps you, once that works for you, you go with what works for you. I may not know what's best for you. I know what's best for me. And because I know it works for me, if you're anything like me, maybe it will help you. But if you're not like me, then you need to figure out what exactly works for you. Because when it works for you, you will see a great change in your grades, in your attitude. Whatever works for you will work for you. You just need to figure it out and make sure you make use of it. So I just want to thank you guys so much. The last video did well. I didn't even expect it to do so well, but thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned today. I don't know, tell me what you take away from the video. Comment down below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and comment. Kiki out.